Hello my fellow Narnians, and welcome back to Narnia Lore for another exciting episode. So today, we're going to go into the fanfiction that you all requested for What If Susan Went on the Dawn Treader with Caspian in the current time, in the timeline we just finished. So when I discussed that, I said that there were a couple directions that we could go, and the direction that we went in that timeline, or in that video, was that Susan stayed to rule in Narnia while Caspian was gone, but I was curious what would have happened if Susan had gone with him, and you all were too. So now I will warn you, this is going to be kind of a different style of fanfiction than we're used to. Usually with something like this, we would be looking at what would happen on the Dawn Treader with Susan there, but honestly, I was looking at it and I really didn't see any game changers that Susan would have made in the story. I mean, it probably would have been very similar to the original, save for a few minor differences because she was there. However, in this story, we're going to take a look at what happened in Narnia while Caspian and Susan were gone and Trumpkin was ruling in their stead. So, after a few days after King Caspian and Queen Susan had left on their voyage, word had come to Trumpkin that there were mysterious people, bands of mysterious people coming up through Archenland into the southern region of Narnia. Trumpkin sent scouts out to investigate more on this, and when they got back, they reported that a group of the people had attacked them. The scouts had no problem defending themselves, but they added to their report that there were entire camps of these people all across the southern plains of Narnia. Trumpkin immediately ordered a convoy of cavalry to accompany a messenger to one of these camps to deliver a message telling them to get out of Narnia. The message was delivered, but less than half of the convoy returned. Upon seeing this, Trumpkin ordered a legion of soldiers to wipe out the hostile camps, but before they were able to move out, a message from the enemy camp arrived at the castle. Now, being the gentleman that Trumpkin was, Trumpkin allowed the messenger to approach, and the messenger told him that they were Telmarine soldiers come back to reclaim their stolen land. Of course, Trumpkin scoffed at this and told them that Narnia belonged to the true Narnians and that the Telmarines had taken it from them. Letting the messenger go, Trumpkin ordered the soldiers to wipe the camps out. When the soldiers arrived, the Telmarines were ready. The battle lasted for several days, fighting both day and night, and on the 5th day of the battle, news was sent to Trumpkin that Calorman reinforcements were arriving from the eastern coast. However, Trumpkin wasn't concerned about this because of the Narnian navy. You see, Caspian had assembled a navy just after he was crowned king, and the navy was composed of true Narnians, or not Telmarines, because not of the Telmarines that stayed because they were afraid of the coast, but these Narnians were not afraid of the coast. And many of Narnia's enemies didn't know this because of the fear that the Telmarines had for the eastern coast. So this came as quite a surprise to the attacking Calormans, and they were easily fended off. However, for the Narnian army, things at this point were not looking so good. Despite not having reinforcements, the Telmarines continued to push the Narnian army back, making them suffer heavy losses. The battle had been raging for a little over a week now, and the Telmarines were gaining ground much faster than Trumpkin had anticipated. Quickly, Trumpkin ordered several companies of soldiers to cut the Telmarines off at their rear and began closing in on them. On the 12th day of the battle, 6 brigades of Archenland soldiers attacked the Telmarines' flank, forcing them to retreat into the mountains. By this time, over 3/4 of the Telmarines had been killed, and the rest began fleeing into the mountains. Finally, on the 16th day of the battle, the remaining Telmarines surrendered and were taken prisoner to stand trial in Narnia. No one knows what happened to the remainder of these Telmarines that escaped, but they were never seen again by any Narnian nor Archenlander. When Caspian and Susan returned, thanks to Trumpkin's leadership and strategy, they were able to return to a peaceful Narnia. So guys, what did you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this. Consider subscribing if you are new to the channel and want to see more content like this. And as always, have a wonderful day. If you have any more suggestions for fanfictions, please leave them in the comments down below and I will get to them as soon as I can. So until next time, my fellow Narnians, this is Narnia Lore.